eyes on us. And when we say us, it's all of us. If you support us, if you pray for us, whether it's whatever we do, the philanthropy work, the music, the restaurant, the content, all the work we do, we build a family, you know, outside from our immediate families and each other's family, our supporters. We don't even say fans, our supporters are our family. Like, they all work with us hand in hand. You know, we can't do none of this. A lot of times we get the credit, but this is a group effort. This is a Ummah effort. This is a collective, and all eyes on us. That's what that embodies. You know what I'm saying? So whatever's going on in the world, whatever's going on in the culture, we want to be the home that, you know, the former president used to have this saying that got real popular called fake news. Fake news. And now with social media being so tricky, somebody could put up a meme and people will take it like it's a fact. Like it's so-and-so signs a $500 billion deal. And somebody in the barbershop saying, yo, so-and-so got $500 billion off a meme. And, you know, in Islam, we deal with proof. So we try to bring everything factual. And that's one thing we're going to do here with our show. We're going to try to get, you know, of course, it's our opinion and others' opinions, but we try to bring y'all the real, man. And that's become so weird to say everybody talk about how real they is. So we just want to try to bring y'all, you know, sometimes the subject matter, give y'all our thoughts on it. Y'all give us y'all feedback. And we just carry it like that. Whatever we talk about. Like, you feel me?
Yeah, no, that's what it is, though. Like you said, all eyes on us, man. When one of us go down for something, when one of us do something, man, they try to put us all together. So,
right,
you know, we gotta stick together. And
right,
like bro said, without y'all, without our supporters, our family, a lot of stuff that we do, we can't even do. And we acknowledge that. A lot of dudes, they get the platform and they want to make it look like they did everything.
Yeah.
It's because of them.
Self-made.
Yeah, you nothing made without your supporters. If they not supporting, they not buying, you ain't got it.
That's
so,
right.
you know, we're gonna bring y'all what it is. Like bro said, we're gonna bring y'all our opinion, but our opinion the only thing that matters.
and for all the people out there, you supporting somebody that don't appreciate your support, we welcome you to come over here and support us because we appreciate it, and we're gonna show that appreciation because, like I said, we plan on working with our supporters. Like, it ain't just gonna be about calling in. We gonna have actual supporters fly in, drive in, whatever, and come sit with us on the show and give us their feedback and debate with us in person. We gonna build, like, we really building this to be a network for all of us. That's why when we say all eyes on us, it's not talking about just us too. We talking about us, like us as a community, us as a ummah, you know, in this world, you know, and inviting our non-Muslim supporters to come and hear what we talk about, see how we fellowship, see how we, you know, so many non-Muslims are supportive during Ramadan. I see so many non-Muslims. I'm gonna try to fast. And that could be an olive branch and to introduce them to the most beautiful thing in the world.
Yeah.
Save their lives.
Yeah.
So Muslims,
I was just at one of the schools dropping off some prayer rugs, and I'm like, it's a lot of Muslims in here, like the whole school Muslim. And some of the Muslims are like, no, like everybody not Muslim. Some of them just our friends who supporting us during Ramadan. So they wearing those, they wearing izars, they putting shaylas on, they got overgarments on, and they not even Muslim, but they supporting the Muslims so much, man. So when we say us, we really mean us, man, us. And you know, a lot of people, you sit back and you like, you got some type of talent, or you got something to say, you got a voice, and you want a platform for it. So this is the platform, man. We're going to open up our platform for y'all to come on here and speak your mind, give your opinions, and give up some game, because that's what it's about.
Learning from each other, building with each other. And that's a beautiful thing, like, to hear that at that young age. Because when we visit the schools, one of the things I was impressed by and I was proud of is seeing how proud the Muslims was to wear their garbs. And, you know, when I was growing up, it wasn't like a fad or a cool thing to be dressed modest and be dressed in Islamic garbs. And now they hear non-Muslims wanting to wear thobes to support their Muslim brothers and sisters. And that's just a vibe that's just like so beautiful. You know, I'm proud of that, man. I'm really proud of that. You know, we ask Allah to guide all the Muslims and non-Muslims that's, you know, during this holy month, because this is a big time. Like, much love to our brothers over at Nabawi, Germantown Masjid. I was reading the other day, like in a week span, they had 300 new shahadas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People being welcome into the fold of Islam. And that's a beautiful thing. You hear so many things about Philadelphia. I had posted the other day on X saying, like, you know, we understand all the problems here. We understand people won't post about it. But there's so many beautiful things that you could be posting right now, too, that can inspire others and inspire other communities, because we all got followers from all over the world.
Right.
Whether you got 100 followers or 100,000, it's all about reaching that one. And you could reach that one without having millions of followers. I've done it.
Right.
You know, so, and I encourage everybody, you know, I don't tell nobody what to post, but right now is a time where, like, we should be, you know, each one teach one, everybody motivate. You'd be surprised. Sometimes you see a post and it can motivate what you want to eat for the night, or, you know, somewhere you want to go.
Yeah.
So you
got
can
that
inspire
plenty of
that
times.
way. Yeah.
See the dish, be like, yo, I need that. Yo, where that spot at?
Right.
But no, you're right.
So if we give them something, you know, some spiritual food, you know what I'm saying, some health food, and it's not always about being a preacher in a religion. If you somebody who's went through some type of ailment, and you can educate, you know, people in our age group. Like, we see so many brothers struggling with kidney failures and different things like that. We don't have no knowledge on that. So if you somebody got knowledge on that, you know what I'm saying, just like you were posting your outfit, give us something on that too, because these are the things we want to talk about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so we could, somebody got to leave with something. Like, I always, through my career doing interviews, like, of course I want to entertain. Of course I want to get more followers. Of course I want to make more money. But you want to leave people with something that's beneficial. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, writing that, you know, like writing that in recording that on your good side. You know what I mean? Somebody saying, like, when I travel the world, somebody be like, we was in DC one time and his brother told me, he said, yo, I learned how to pray from the educational prayer rug.
Right.
That's bigger than, yo, Tone, I like your song.
Shout out to Tenfold too for them.
Big shout out to Tenfold.
Shout out to them. But like you said though, the reminder benefit the believer. And one thing that we know as Muslims, that's a term that the Muslims use, but it's also a term that could benefit the masses. Meaning, you know, right now, me being in the jail so much, around these kids so much, and a lot of them non-Muslims. You know what I'm saying? The city big for one Muslim shoots somebody. All the Muslims is bad. They love putting it on the Muslims, but I'm in there. I'm in the mix. I'm with the kids, and I get to talk to them. I get to build with them. A lot of them are non-Muslim, but I give them the reminder, and it benefit them because they believe in the reminder that I give them. And it's bigger than just, you know, what we say all the time. It's, you know, the reminder benefit the believers, and a lot of people like to gatekeep. So us as Muslims, we can't gatekeep that because we gotta give the reminder in different ways to different people. Like you just said, that never will. You know, may Allah keep blessing them brothers over there with calling the people to Islam, and so many people going over there to accept Islam. But what happened? They reminding the people how they opening up themselves to social media. And there's been so many talks against social media, but that's the way they put that reminder out. And guess what it's doing? It's reminding the believers. So now the people, they sit and they believe. So they there and they show up and they want to be a part of it. So it's a major thing when it comes to that.
And I want to give a lot of love to the new Muslims too, because one thing for me, you know, I don't like to say convert. I like to say revert, because I feel like everybody is born Muslim. So you revert back to what you were born as a Muslim. And when I see the new Muslims, man, I love the energy, you know, from anything from just giving the salams, like that new Muslim nur, that light that they encompass is something that we can never get back. No matter, I don't care how many times you go to Saudi or whatever, but it's like that feeling when you take, and like for me, seeing people being excited, you know, day 12 of Ramadan, my first Ramadan, and I just want to send love and support to all the new Muslims out there and all the people who are interested, because I get those messages too. You know, I want to learn about Islam, and I think that's beautiful. So, you know, we definitely want to play a part in helping as many people as we can.
And like you said, like I remember when I took my Shahada, right? And I bought a thobe, and I wanted to put the thobe on. So I'm like, let me throw this thobe on. So I put the thobe on, I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, all right, this y'all look all right. No, I ain't going outside with this. I took it back off. So then I put it back on. I'm like, man, I'm gonna do me. I don't care what nobody think. No, man, I'm not. I took it off. When I put it on the third time, I said, you know what? I'm gonna just leave the house before I change my mind again. When I left the house, man, I seen around that time I used to be down the Badlands a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm down the Badlands, and people that knew me, they see me. They're like, okay, we see you on your day. Like, so they start bringing my spirits up. So we definitely want to commend the new Muslims, man. And like you said, that Nora you see in their face, like I was over at Heart Tran school the other day, and alhamdulillah, I was able to give 3 of the kids they shahada in front of their parents. And it was like everybody was excited for them. All the kids, they was peeking in the door, they was coming in, and they wanted just to witness these kids taking the shahada. So we commend the new Muslims, especially the new Muslims who accepted Islam during Ramadan and fasting. Like they fasting that same day. They accepted Islam and they fasting.
Right away.
So we commend y'all for that, because that's a heavy move, man.
That's a heavy move, and it's life changing and life saving. And like I said, sometimes it can be overwhelming. Anything new, I don't care what it is new. You feel like you got to learn everything at one time, and you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you truly are. You know, just like you're forgiven for everything before you became Muslim, you're literally a baby. So it's like, imagine like just being a newborn baby. Like your newborn baby didn't learn how to walk, talk, and do math and feed itself all at one time. It's a process, and you have to have patience. And we as Muslims have to have patience with our new Muslims. And the way we help them keep that glow is by being as happy as they are when they greet us. You know, they say when somebody greets you, greet them back the same or better. You got to be careful of that, because sometimes as Muslims we just be uniform. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, man, greet them back with that same joy, because that goes a long way with people. And you know, we're commanded to be the best of humanity, and kindness is the first thing in it. You don't got to know every surah to know that you just have to be nice to people and be good to people. And Ramadan is a time to reflect on that, because we so much more mindful of the things we do. Like something as small as like littering. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm fasting, I don't want to throw something out the window.
Yeah, bring that shyness. Ramadan bring that shyness. And one thing you always say when we out, or even when I see you talk to a Muslim, an individual Muslim, one thing you always remind them of, and it's something that we always got to think of, like, they watching us.
That's right.
So they watching how you carry yourself. They watching how you talk. Right. And a lot of us being Muslim, man, it's like you read something, you think you know everything in the world, now nobody can tell you nothing.
Right.
But now we arguing with each other, we disputing with each other, we beefing with each other.
Right.
That turned into other things to the point where it's sad to say you see a Muslim trying to kill another Muslim when the blood of a Muslim is sacred to another Muslim, right? But the thing is that we fail to realize that they watching us. And as soon as you make a mistake, oh man, everybody gotta pay for that mistake, because they put us in the same category. So, you know, I hope that y'all take from this and y'all understand that y'all gotta have a little shyness, man.
Yeah.
We not perfect. Only thing perfect is the deen of Allah, the religion of Allah, right? So certain things that y'all do, or certain things y'all got going on, learn how to be a little shy. We can do it, man. Don't be quick to just be out there doing all these things, because they watching you, and as they watching you, they watching us.
And when I was younger, I used to almost take that as like a bad thing, right? But as I got older, and as I get older, as I get wiser, as I slow down and look at things from a different perspective, I look at it as a compliment. Like I used to always feel like, oh, they hold us to such this high regard, but they should. You know, if Allah says we're the best of humanity, we can't
carry yourself that way, right?
That's right. We can't want to
be the
best as an underdog. So when people say, you know, they love to say, I thought you was Muslim, or if you Muslim, why you do this? And of course, we sometimes respond, well, a Christian ain't supposed to do that either. But we don't got to respond to that, because guess what? They right. So if you sitting there smoking a cigarette and you garbed up in front of somebody, or smoking a blunt, or doing anything that's haram, you can't get mad, because we love to say like only God can judge us, only Allah can judge us. But if you're being arrogant in your sins and your faults, anybody can judge you. You know what I'm saying? If I'm cussing in front of my house, and my neighbors seeing me cuss and all this stuff like that, and the next day I got my throw on, I'm trying to be all, that is sin next to you know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta be mindful of that, like bro said, you know, like before somebody look at a book, they gonna look at a Muslim, they gonna look at you. They're going to look at your Instagram. People will look through your Instagram to find something wrong, you know, to find a fault in you. And of course, that's nutty, but it's real. You know what I'm saying? And if you represent something so beautiful, you know, imagine if we kept this aura that we have during Ramadan, which we're supposed to do, all year round.
All year round. And like you said, they before they read a book, they reading you. How many people haven't said, my man taught me how to pray? Or how many sisters ain't say, oh yeah, the sister, she taught me how to pray. Not this book. So it's like they do look at you and they do read you like you a book. You a Muslim, they figure you know everything, or you teach somebody something, so they think that's what it is. And also, like bro just mentioned, if you smoking or you drinking, which you shouldn't be doing, but if that's your habit, that's what you got going on, and somebody walk up to you and they smoking and they drinking, and they say, oh, you need to fear Allah, you should stop smoking and drinking. The right thing for you to do is not to say, but you smoking, you drinking too. We got proofs, we got evidence, we got hadith saying that if someone is doing something as well that's haram and they give you the reminder, you should take the reminder, man.
Yeah, people nowadays they get offended when you say fair law because they look at it like you're being judged. And people love to hear that in the days of our prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. Like, that was a good thing. That's a reminder, like you said earlier, the reminder benefits the believer. So, take that arrogance away. And we've all been guilty of it because I've been, everybody know how I dress and how I carry myself. And I'm a Muslim. And, I would have people say different things to me and it used to hurt my feelings. And guess what? I had to tighten up. They were right. I can't get mad if I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? But, it's maturity that comes with it. But, we just want to let everybody know, like, this is a great time. And like bro said so eloquently earlier, the reminder benefits the believer. So with that being said, like, you just got to remind each other, like I said, the first thing and the easiest thing to do is, man, just be a little nicer, whoever you are. Even if you think you're the nicest person in the world, be nicer. And if you're somebody who's the opposite of that, step it up and be kind. Like I said, we all could play a part. Everybody can't feed 1 million people or 1,000 people. But I believe that if you're watching this, you make it feed one person.
One person.
You know what I'm saying?
The food for one person enough for two. The food for two people enough for three. So, you gotta also watch the people you're around. Cause like, for instance, like, there's plenty of things I've done that bro say, hey, yo, you out of pocket.
Right.
Don't do this. And it ain't no getting mad. It's like, man, it's my brother. I gotta tighten up. So watch the people that you're around and the people that you take from as well, because a lot of people that you're around, man, they setting you up for failure, and then by the time you realize you set up for failure, you already fell.
You already fell. No, that's a very important thing. I get that question a lot too. Like from the new Muslims, they always ask me, like, what's the first thing I should do, or the first thing I read? And one of the first things I believe is surrounding yourself with the believers to your best of your ability. Some people live, we blessed to live somewhere where there's so many Muslims, but I talk to people who be like, I'm the only Muslim in the town.
Right, yeah.
But with this internet now, benefiting, using the internet in the right way, finding you a little prayer group, finding you a little Fajr reminder group. You can find it online, like, hit me up. I could put you in a group chat with some Muslims. It's different. So many Muslims online now where we can't use that excuse. I don't care where you live at. It's going to be much. Sometimes you can live somewhere and not know there's Muslims there, and we may know. We may be say, oh man, I got some good brothers out there. Like today when I was on live, brother, I just broke fast in Alabama. People don't wear Alabama and think Muslims, but guess what? The brother was on the live. There's Muslims everywhere. There's Muslim businesses everywhere. So sometimes we can connect in unconventional ways, but surrounding yourself with the believers so you can receive those reminders. The reminder benefits the believer, but you could be getting reminded of the wrong things if you're around the wrong people. And we all have creatures of habit. So if you're around, it's like if I'm around my homies and they talking about working out, then I'm gonna get a gym membership.
Right, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? They talking about playing ball. You like, man, I'm gonna give me some ball sneaks. You know what I'm saying?
Even if you in the mix, it's important. Cause I remember when me and you used to be together back in the day before I went upstate. Alhamdulillah, we was Muslim then. Yeah. But unfortunately, we was out of pocket, man. I'ma just leave it at that. We was out of pocket, right? But I get locked up, and I'm in the jail, and they searching, and they find this book, and it's a book that you had gave me, and it took me about, let me see, I sat in the county like 2 years. And while you in the county, I'm gonna say, you don't get it because you still in tune with the streets. You in the mix still. When I got upstate, one thing they don't take from you is your religious books.
Right.
So you get to travel with your religious books throughout the system. So I got this book with me, and I finally get upstate, and I get around the Muslims that they knowledgeable, they on it, they deening, they studying. Come to find out, this book was called Dolafatul Usul. The 3 fundamental principles. And it's like a major book.
Right.
But we was in the midst, and I had the benefit of being around my brother who was another Muslim. And even though we was out of pocket, we were still Muslims, and we were still trying to strive as much as we can for the moments that we were striving. So that just go to show that surrounding yourself around other Muslims or people that's doing certain things is going to get you to where you need to be. And it's going to bring you the benefit that you need, because the book was so beneficial to me. And inshallah, it's still traveling around the jail because I left it, right? And the brothers keep passing it around and stuff like that. But it was so beneficial to me that I was able to learn. So if you learn Tawlafatul Usul, there's 3 fundamental principles. You memorize that book, which is a short book. Oh man, you know so much, man. It was just amazing. So it was crazy to me, that story, just because like we was out of pocket, man. Yeah. And for me to be able to have that book, and when I got to the jail and I'm around a brother who he knew how to bear, he had this book memorized, this juts memorized, that juts memorized, and he like, yo, you got any books? And I'm like, yeah, I got a book, and that's the only book I had.
Right.
He like, oh man, this is heavy. So to me, it was like, oh, like it's just crazy, man. Yeah, just being around certain people, man. So it's important.
That's a good one. That's a good one. And it goes back, like, see how we just, without even trying, we got a theme of, the reminder benefits the believer, and it can come in small ways, it can come in big ways. And every time you say something, it makes me think it's something else, because even when you talk about that, like a small gesture like that is something else you can do. Like, you can go to an Islamic bookstore, they literally have books that are $2 and $3. So, like, if you're somebody who working a lot, you don't get a chance to go to the masjid, you can go by that bookstore, get a couple of those books and gift them out, and let those books benefit people for years and years, even after you're not on this earth, and that can benefit you in your afterlife. So plant those seeds now. Like, there's so many seeds you can plant. Everything isn't difficult. Islam is very practical. Allah makes it easy on a believer. So it's like, like
super easy, super easy.
We can receive these blessings. So like, he tells me about a book that I got him over a decade ago, that right now during Ramadan, it could be a group of brothers sitting around benefiting from that book, inshallah. So it's like, you can't pay for that.
And the best thing about everything now, one thing I used to always hear was, a lot of these books that we have now, we fortunate, because a lot of these books is translated for us.
Right.
So back then, a lot of books weren't translated. So if you didn't know the Arabic, you just didn't know.
Right.
You didn't have these books.
Right.
And that's why you see that books come out and they translate it now. And that's why you got so many new books, because like you said, man, Allah make it easy for the believer, man. Like, easy for the believer.
How you do now, like, you're making it where these books now is to the point where almost every book is translated. There's no excuse. You can really go in there and get any book. And still, you should want to learn the Arabic, because there's nothing like the beautiful language that, to be able to understand it and, listen to it. And if you don't understand it, this is another good thing to do. Listening to it is so soothing, even when you can't understand it. You know what I'm saying? And that's a way that you can learn to understand it, and just making your ears and your heart familiar to the words of Allah through the original language. So with your phones and with your apps, it's a good thing to put them headphones on and just listen to Quran to soothe yourself. And you might say, well, I don't understand what they're saying. The only way to start to learn to understand, how many people come to America and they learn English from the TV or from movies or from, their neighbors. So it's like learning that Arabic. Sometimes it may be tough to get into a class. Once again, I encourage you to look online, because they have so many courses you can take online. A lot of them are free. But in the meantime, just listening to it to soothe you. And that's something I've always done. When I didn't understand Arabic, I would still listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Like the Prophet said, you need to take one verse, just one verse. Sometimes you just, like, I used to have a thing where I would just open up the book and whatever is on, I would read. And a lot of times, it will always be something.
It start becoming easy.
Yeah.
It's a book. It's a book, a language book for those the Muslims who are learning language and studying. It's called Shar Ajrumiya. And the author in this book, he say that the Arabic language is like a house made of gold, right? It's real difficult for you to get in it. You can't break in it. You ain't got the key. But as you study, it start becoming easy for you. And then you start develop the key, and you're able to get in. And once you're in a house, once you learn how to bend, it's just amazing, man. It's called Shad Ajrumiya. And it's an all Arabic book. It's a language book. It's basically like they got the Medina course where it teach you the Arabic language. Well, this book is for people who like a little bit more advanced. You know what I'm saying? So it's Arabic book, and the Sheikh Hassan Somali Hafidullah over at Nabaware, he give a class on the book. I don't know when he gives the classes, but he definitely go over this book, man. It's very
one thing we're gonna do too as we develop this production. We definitely gonna have it where when we telling y'all stuff, we gonna give y'all the blueprint to where you can find all these things.
Right.
Inshallah. So
yeah, that's our goal.
We gonna have the links and different things in there. Like, so when I tell y'all it's free courses, I'm not just gonna tell y'all that. I'm gonna show y'all.
We're gonna give y'all the fine print. We're gonna get our fine print because it's a lot of people like they give you the game. Like for instance, for me, I came home, I started studying real estate, and I watch a lot of these gurus, so-called gurus. They give up the game, right? And I'm listening to them. I'm waiting for the fine print because I know the fine print now. But I didn't. It was a point where I didn't know the fine print, right? But it's like they give you the game without the fine print. So what we're going to do here, we're going to give you the game with the fine print. So that way you can get the way you need to be.
And that goes back to us saying us. You know what I'm saying? Because like, it's popular to say I'm going to give you game. But like you said, without the fine print, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what is it really?
Right.
You
lost.
You lost. It's just words. So it's like when I was growing up, and I would tell my mom I didn't like a teacher. My mom would say, "That's the teacher I like."
Right.
She would know right away. That's the one. I don't like that teacher. She's like, "That's the one I like."
That's the one I like.
That's the one that's teaching me fine print. That's the one that's making me go the extra mile. No, you ain't done yet. You know what I'm saying? So giving that, and that's important to me because, like I said, we gonna bid on this joint. We us. We us. We not gonna be on this joint talking like scholars because we not scholars. We gonna talk about how we talk to y'all on the streets, in the studio, wherever we at. We gonna give it to y'all uncut, but at the same time, we want to make sure you leave with something. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't big on. I won't lie. I wasn't big on I be so busy. I haven't really watched a lot of podcasts and different things like that. But as I do my homework and watch the game film and stuff like that, a lot of joints sometimes they can be entertaining, but I need something else. You know what I'm saying? There's so much entertainment out here, so it's like we do want to entertain. We do want to laugh. We definitely gonna have some debates on here. We gonna bring people on here that we know don't agree with us. And we want that, but at the same time, we want to make sure that every time somebody leaves with something, I can't wait to see the messages. Like, yo, bro, I looked up. My bro talking to y'all about real estate. Find them jewels in there. There's gonna be something in there. He may tell you a place where you can go sign up for something that can change your life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm gonna be doing a lot of talking about just different things with networking. People always ask me, how you know this person? How you do this? Like, you know what I mean? The best way I can tell you is just be a living example, but also just sometimes it be small things that, speaking up when you talk. Some people take that for granted. I meet so many young boys, who strong young kings, but they monotone when they talk. And it's like, yo, just pick your voice up. Because the smallest thing can stand out. Like you said, when we visit the jails, there's sometimes where one of the young boys will just shake my hand like a man. And that'll make him stand up to me. I'm like, damn, young boy, I see something. You know what I'm saying? So those small things and meeting somebody, and they vital and they key. And, inshallah, like I said, that fine print. I love that. I love that that method. And, that's something I think about when I'm teaching, like, and giving game. I don't even like saying giving game no more because they don't water that down with all this corny game they give us. Maybe that's right. They saying giving game because a game is to be played.
Playing. That's a good way to put it. It's like they take you and they show you the bridge, but they ain't showing you how to get across. You know what I'm saying? They show you what it is, but they're not showing you how to get the final result. So, for any of our guests, anybody who watch us and they say, man, I can't wait to get up there on that podcast. Don't come up here trying to game the people, right? Give up that type of game because we're going to press you, man, and we're going to make you give up that fine print. We're going to make you drop the jewels where, we're not just going to show the fish that we got. And that's the problem. A lot of people, they showing you that they went fishing and here go the result of me fishing all these fish. But they're not showing you how to fish so you can go catch your own fish and you can have yours as well. So that's our goal, man. Our goal is to show you how to connect them dots. Man.
And somebody that truly care and somebody that truly want to see you win, they're going to want you to have that fine print. They know how important it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't just say, oh, they go to booth over there, go in there and record. I can say that, or I can say, yo, when you get in here, I want to show you how the best way to be on the microphone. Some people may be too close to the mic because they don't know. When I first went into the studio, I didn't know anything. So now the things that I do know, and I pick up something from everybody. That's part of my education. Like whether I'm in a studio with a kid that's 17 years old, I can maybe learn something from him. Or if I'm working with somebody like CeeLo who got 5 Grammys, I can watch something he do, and I take from every, you take from everybody if it's something good that you can learn, and then teach somebody else that's good.
No doubt, and it's already proven if you watch, if you look at the history of us being hustlers coming from the blocks,
right?
It's already proven, right? Gatekeeping is not the way.
So
you got one guy on the block. He had to connect. What happened when he go to jail though? It's over for the block. And to connect, everybody scrambling trying to find a new connect. So we gonna make sure that y'all know where the connects is at, so everybody can have the connects. If one person fall, it don't take the whole team down with them. We all together. The next person got to connect. So now he bringing us up, or she bringing us up. She keeping us afloat. That's the key.
And it goes back. Everything might go back to the theme, but wanting for your brother and your sister what you want for yourself. Truly wanting it, like
what you want for yourself. Say that again. Wanting for your brother and your sister
what you want for yourself.